On debate, Senator Bellemare. I'm sorry, Senator. At 6 p.m., you'll be interrupted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Equally my voice in favor of Bill S-208 because I believe arts are necessary in our individual and collective life. Chers collègues,
dear colleagues, artists are indispensable to humanity for its survival in this electronic age where technology overloads the senses and creates a maelstrom. Art acts as a radar, penetrating the indiscernible. Unfortunately, I did not write that. This quote comes from the guest curator, Baruch Gottlieb, in the context of a current exhibition in Montreal at the Darling Foundry. Artists and thinkers were asked to reflect on media theorist Marshall McLuhan for this exhibit, and journalist Marie-Ève Charon quoted the curator in Le Devoir on March 26. This idea of the essential importance for art for the survival of humanity is a sobering one at a time of climate threats and international conflicts. It speaks to the essence of the concerns of our colleague Senator Bovey, who's introduced a very important bill to support Canadians' art in all its forms. I would like to thank Senator Bovey for all her work on Bill S-208. The depth of her bill is a testament to the breadth of consultations she's undertaken and the reflections of a lifetime of professional experience in the arts. I encourage you to carefully read her bill and her extraordinary speech given in this chamber on December 9th. The bill deserves our attention. Art in all its forms is essential to humanity, and Senator Bovey's words express in numerous ways this truth. The truth that many people tend to forget or neglect in favor of pragmatic concerns about efficiency and effectiveness. I won't repeat what she said. She already did a masterful job speaking, so I invite you instead to read her speech. I rise today to support this bill and urge you to give it second reading so that it can be studied at committee. My speech will be brief. It's intended to provide some questions for consideration at second reading. I invite the committee to make a serious study of this bill and to invite witnesses from various backgrounds. To use an expression from the stage, this bill needs to be in the spotlight. I'm agnostic, for the time being, as to whether it needs amendments, but I am certain of one thing. The effectiveness of this bill depends in part on the attention it receives in the public arena. Let me explain myself. While many are aware of the importance of art in our lives on a personal, psychological, social, economic, and political level, there is no consensus, certainly not, on how to encourage artistic expression and give artists an economic status, allowing them to devote themselves to their art. In these economic times where individualism has taken on a great deal of importance, many believe that art must create commercial value in order to exist. But this wasn't the case in the past and cannot be the case today. If artistic expression were to be solely a matter of commercial transaction, we would not be able to appreciate the many sculptures and works of art that grace our parks and cities, the songs and poems, and even the movies and performing arts that have moved us. Arts patrons have played a major role everywhere and throughout time in the development of art, but patronage and commercial transactions alone cannot be relied upon. Art is not a commercial object. It also underpins cultural identity. This is one more reason to support this bill, which concretely recognizes that art and artists must be a collective concern and that governments have a role to play in this matter. Bill S-208 is very clever. It's composed of 3 parts: a preamble, a declaration on the essential role of artists and creative expression in Canada, and an action plan to guide the implementation of the declaration by the Government of Canada. The originality of this bill lies in the fact that the adoption of an action plan will contribute to giving legal status to the Declaration on the Essential Role of Artists in Creative Expression in Canada. I'm sorry, Senator, but it's 6 p.m.
3-3 in the order adopted November 25th, 2021. I'm obliged to leave the chair unless there is leave that the sitting continue. To avoid the double negative about the clock, I'll ask one simple question. If you wish the sitting to be suspended for 1 hour, please say suspend. I hear a suspend. The sitting is suspended for 1 hour.